This is the Mozart Symphony No. 35, last movement, cello part instruction. This has been such a challenging excerpt for me. So difficult to get it even, to get it smooth. I still don't have it. Very humbling. I'd like to point out that I thought that I was the only one doing these videos. I'm not. There's certainly a bunch of other people doing excerpt instruction and demonstrations. My mistake was that when I did my YouTube search, I did not put in the word excerpt, E-X-C-E-R-P-T. When you put that in, then the instruction videos come up, and the demonstration videos. There's a bunch of them, and I've listened to a lot of them, and I'm going to put the links in. I'll show, they'll show in this video. I'll have them in a banner so that you can see these other links, because they are quite fine and very instructional, very helpful. However, everybody has something to say and something to add, and so I'd like to add my 2 bits worth. When you're practicing this particular excerpt, you've got to do with a metronome. You've got to do that. I would suggest starting at a half note equals 100 and going to 130. You could start even slower if that's it's a difficult passage. I have suggestions on fingerings, which I will show you now. I'll show you very slowly. Instead of calling them out, I'm going to just play them really slow, because I think it's a faster way to do it. Those are the fingerings in slow motion, also the bowings. I do start up bow, and I take, for those first 5 measures, I take 1 measure per bow. I know that the last 2 of those measures are slurred together. I take separate bows. So I end up down bow at the half note. My problem is always rushing. Anytime there's 8 notes in there, always rushing. I had a really difficult time doing that. I still do. I want to rush like crazy. But you need to practice these 8th note passages in rhythms like, or separate bows. Also, breaking them in that's in basically twos. That's in twos, and you can also do 3. And then, of course, 4s. Etc. 5s, it gets difficult thinking this. You got to think where to stop and how far to go for the next 5. Really challenging. You got to think. I think 3 and 2. So now the next 5 are. It's tough. 6 gets a little easier. I'm just breaking in 3/4. Sevens are really tough. That's tough. Let's see. 7 more. 3 and 4. Drives you crazy. And then 8s. By the way, this measure 134, 137. I looked at the manuscript, Mozart's manuscript, on imslp.org, and this measure, that's what's written in my cello part. But what's in this score written by Mozart? So I do that one for 2 reasons. First of all, it's what he wrote. Second, it's easier. It's easier to play. So I have good reasons for doing that. And that's easier than shifting others. So that gets in the way. So anytime I can do something easier, I will do it. I have a tip that has helped me, and that is for the left-hand fingers for all these 8th notes, playing on the inside of the string, playing here instead of there, instead of pushing down on the fingerboard, playing on the inside. Especially for measure 152. On the inside of the string. this here, inside the string. In that measure 159, these, it's difficult for me to hit. Especially with 161. For some reason, that's hard for me. But if I think on the inside of the string, it makes it easier for me and more possible to play. I often like to suggest reverse one hair. Doesn't work for this passage. One hair. Well, normal one hair. That's for this passage. This stuff, it can work, but it doesn't let the bow come off the string. So this is a saute bowing. You want a saute bowing for this. So you need one hair. An inch or so below the fingerboard. It's a good place for it. As I told you, I had trouble rushing very badly, and so I've had to think to myself, slow down. Actually play the measures that I rush slower. To me it seems like I'm slowing down, but when I listen to it on recording, it evens out. So that's just my problem, and you might have that problem too, but I found that just thinking the measures that I rush slow, play them slowly. Also, I've tried without the metronome and tapping my foot, or you know, the big toe, at least, seems to help a lot. That's just a tip. It helps slow you down and keep you on track. But the more you play with metronome, the better. There's a passage, 178, 179, that half note, and then the dotted eighth and 16th. That's tough to make it speak. I find that if you do vibrato on the half note, get you, and I'm doing this bowing. Down, 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 up, down. I find it easier to make it speak. And let's see, 170 on, I'm using 1/4, not thumb. No, 172, 173, I'm using 1/4. Some of you may find it much easier to thumb this. You may find that this part of the thumb is more solid for you. Leonard Rose found this to be the case for him. He just felt more secure with when he played octaves to have the lower string on this part of the knuckle. But consider this, using the thumbnail. I'm not getting in tunes, I didn't practice it this way. You may find it easier. I find 1/4. Notice my thumb is way off in the air. I want to get it out of the way. Always think of the metronome in your head when you're playing these passages. Metronome going in. And as I said earlier, 130 is what I got it up to. I've heard orchestras that are playing at 140. I'll take 130. I'll call it quits. If I can play that reasonably well, I'm happy. 140 is a little fast. Always think of the metronome in your head. Always play with the metronome every day. And you'll find that if you do that, when you play passages like this, the metronome it'll be a habit. It'll be clicking inside your head, and you'll find yourself not rushing. Even though this excerpt is full of places where you can rush, and I still have problems with that. Anyway, I suggest the links, checking these links out, because some of these guys are fantastic. They have great suggestions, great players, better than me. Hopefully I've added something to the mix. Maybe I've said some things here that helped. Hope so. Good luck in your audition.